This is Leslie Gray's presentation at the Mahiba meeting on April 2nd, 2006.
And I have a private practice as a licensed clinical psychologist, but from its inception, the focus of it has been the blending of Native American ritual and medicine ways, as well as just basics of indigenous shamanism into contemporary psychotherapy. And I teach on that. I've taught at every university in the Bay Area. That's enough. So what I wanted to do today, and I want to make sure how much time we have, because I love to stay with
Much time as you like.
Much time as I like. I have
Say till
all the time.
till 4:30 or so, and then we'll eat some.
Till 4:30, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay. Then there's enough time for me to do a little something by way of introduction. The opportunity I wanted people to have today was to do a fetish consultation. A fetish, as some of you may know, is, at least a Native American fetish, is usually a small animal carving that is made out of stone or bone or rock. And the Zuni are particularly well known because of their extraordinary craftsmanship with fetishes, but almost all the tribes use fetishes. What I'm wearing right here is a Zuni fetish necklace. This is a bear fetish, which is for medicine people. But it's sort of a teaching necklace because every bear on it is one of the classic materials that the Zuni make all their fetishes out of, one or a combination of these particular stones. It's lapis and turquoise and coral and bone and a variety of things. And I'll take it off later if somebody wants to take a good look at what they make them out of. The original fetishes were found pieces of bone or stone or rock that already looked like an animal and were regarded as therefore a given by nature or the totality object to you, which you can use as a mediator to connect with spirit and to learn from the wisdom of spirit and spirit animals. And this was misunderstood by missionaries as idols, and the interpretation of what Native people were doing with fetishes was misunderstood in Western psychology as, a fixation on a particular object, and it's none of the above, of course. It's much more sophisticated. It is in fact very, very sophisticated, and there is I think it's Pelletier, I'm not sure, but there's somebody at UC who has created holograms because of the fact that it turns out that if you focus on something external to yourself, it is easier to achieve a goal than it is to simply make an affirmation in your mind. So the natural follow-through of this in Western psychology would be, well, let's create a hologram, which obviously you wouldn't be able to do it at home on your own. You wouldn't be able to carry it around in your pocket. It doesn't have a smell, a taste, a feel, and we all know that if you connect all of those senses to something, it's going to be even more powerful. So they vitiated the power of the fetish while coming up with something more technologically complicated. But the same thing still holds, that originally these found objects were used to help concentrate the will, focus on originally prey animals, but that very quickly became any goal at all. I have some found fetishes here that I have found. This actually looks like a classic Zuni bear. Here's another one of driftwood. Whenever there's a storm, I go down to Carmel, Monterey area, where all the flotsam and jetsam is washed up, and it's a wonderful place to find fetishes. This is desert driftwood, which is extremely heavy because it's created by pounding of sand, whereas this is like light as air because it's water driftwood. We have a skull, and this one, which is sort of unbelievable. It's just a heart found that way. I passed this around once when it was first found.